All right, testing, testing, one, two, three. Testing, testing, one, two, three. All right, testing, testing, one, two, three. Testing, testing, one, two, three. All right, testing, testing, one, two, three. Testing, testing, one, two, three. All right, testing, testing, one, two, three. Testing, testing, one, two, three. Beautiful. Now the problem with this is, all right, man, this wire ain't it ain't long enough. I'll be done. I mean, it's not long enough. I'm trying to think how to how to do this. And I can see the graphics on here ain't too good. I know it ain't from my end. Well, I know they streaming in there, so that's gonna affect the pixelation, the bandwidth. But it should look better than that. Hmm. Me. Okay, I'm gonna record a little snippet and see how that comes out on my end. And then we gonna stop that recording. Then we gonna come here, open it up in videos. Okay, I'm gonna record a little snippet and my see how that comes out. A whole lot cleaner on my end. So it is the streaming. And then we cool. So in order for me to stream, they can't be streaming at the same time. Oh, it ain't even that. I'm not using Ethernet right now. Hold on, let me plug my Ethernet cord in. Yeah, that orange light came on. It should look better. Let's see now. See how I look now. Yeah, that orange light came on. It should look better. It still don't look. I can see it's improving. Yeah, now it's improved. Woo! That stream look clean now. Woo! Had to put that Ethernet, baby. Yeah, I needed that Ethernet cord in. Now that makes a big difference. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, this stream is beautiful. I had to put that Ethernet cord in there. Nice, nice. Oh yeah, let me mute this so you don't get no feedback. Yeah, but man, that looks nice. I mean, it's still a little pixelated here and there. I'm seeing that. Cause right now it's looking pixelated. It's not gonna come out as clean as my video. So, mm. You see, the whole purpose of me live streaming is to get that storage, and then just edit my videos on YouTube. But the problem is the quality of the videos are are not gonna be as good if I'm recording it on my own, you know. So, like, on my own storage device. Cause boy, this camera I got, this EOS 2000D, woo, and I got a good deal on it. I feel like I got a steal on it. Man, the quality, like, you can see the picture quality is clean. It looks, to me, standard. It's not like the phone. See, I got a phone with 3 cameras on it and everything, and it's good. It got the motion detector. The problem is the motion detection is glitchy. Like, you can see it. To me, I don't think you should be able to really notice the motion detection. It's almost as if I prefer not to have it if it's gonna be doing that, to where the screen gonna be jumping, the camera jumping every 5 seconds. Every time I move, you can see the camera like zoom in and out real fast. And I'm not feeling that type of motion detection. And the kind of motion detection that I would like is just going. The money ain't worth it if all I'm going to do is be in front of the camera talking the most of the time anyway. So I went the DSLR route. And what I mean by the kind of motion detection that I would want in my DSLR camera, if I was to get a DSLR camera, it would cost me like 2,000. It'll cost me at least 1,600 for a good for a decent one, for the one that I've been looking at, right? I've been looking at a particular one that's pretty much the cheapest, as far as like a really good motion detection where you don't really notice it. It works the way it should. But this, it came with everything. It came with like all of the all of the, like the lens, the whole pack, the whole kit is what I'm talking about. And that's, when I say $1,600, I mean it comes with the camera, but this right here didn't cost me that much. It cost me about like 500 and some change. But I got the camera, I got the lens, I got all different types of attachments to go onto the lens, a case, the tripod for it to go on. I mean, everything that you need. The battery chargers, 2 batteries. So like if this battery goes, I can switch the batteries out. The whole kit. And that's what I like. So now I did run into some trouble, like trying to get it to work, because I ain't never worked with this type of camera before. But now that I did go through like a couple of weeks of hell and finally figured it out, it was well worth it. It's not. I wouldn't recommend this camera for like a beginner type of person, a person that's not really good with their hands, good with fixing stuff and figuring things out. I would say just save your money and get something that's gonna cost you like 1,600, and even then you're gonna still have to learn something. Like, these DSLR cameras aren't really. I mean, they're for professional use. So if you ask me, if you are getting something for professional use, chances are you already know about it, and how to use it or whatever. But yeah, this live stream. Let me take it off the Wi-Fi on my phone because that might interfere with my yeah, the graphics was looking clean for a few seconds and then it went back to being a little blurry. Uh, they streaming in there. I got the Ethernet cord. That does help a little bit. Well, a whole lot really. But yeah, see now it's clean now because I turned the Wi-Fi off on my phone. See now, if they turn the Wi-Fi off in there, oh man, it's gonna be real clean. Man, if my streams could just be like this. I might have to upgrade to a better web package. I might do that. I might really not have to. Probably just I would say optimize the package that I already have. Basically what I'm saying is probably get a better router. Number one, I could probably go in the system like on the network and reconfigure the network to where it will prioritize, like whenever I'm streaming, it will prioritize it. There's a way to set up the network like that. I know how to do that. I can figure that out. So that's probably what I want to do. Oh man, this thing looks good. This looks good. How to do that? I can figure that out. So that's probably what I want to do. Oh man, this thing looks good. Yeah. Yeah, it looks good. I'm looking at it and so basically what we're gonna be doing, what are we gonna be doing? Right? I have some unfinished projects that I started and haven't I've been procrastinating, and now I'm over my procrastination. Now I'm ready to get started and working on these projects and get them just out of the way. One of these projects, number one, I have an application that I do need to start. I mean, not I've already started it, but I do need to complete, and that's the Notepad application. We're gonna start that up tomorrow. We're gonna start that up, get everything kind of refreshed and up to date review for like an hour or so, and then all day we just gonna crunch until we just finish that project. We gotta finish that project. I feel like I could finish it in a fair amount of time. I don't know. Maybe we can finish it before the year is over with, right? So we're gonna get that project out the way. It's a really good project. The next project, while now we're gonna be kind of switching back and forth while we work on that project because we have to get the affiliate marketing thing. Well, we have to do the migration, right? So I have to basically what I'm talking about the migration is I have a couple of websites that I need to migrate to another AWS account before they start charging me some money that I do not want to have to pay for, right? So I started some new accounts under some new business names, and I'm going to use those credits that they give you when you first open up an account for to run my website, so that way I don't have to pay out of my pocket. I could just use those credits that will last me for it'll buy me another year before I start to actually pay cash to AWS. I'm not ready for that just yet. Hopefully sooner than later. But it's just best not to have that bill for at least another year or so, and then yeah, and then it will allow me to apply for some more additional credits and two different business names, which will allow me to use their services at the maximum that I need, to the best that I need, without any additional costs or whatever. Besides the time that it takes to actually manage the network. Um, so there we do have to do the migration ASAP, as soon as possible. Next is I have some clerical things, some business, legal, paperwork, paper stuff. Today is documentation day, but I spent today like rearranging everything. My studio was a mess, and I felt like I was a mess. My they say your whatever your surroundings reflect your inner self. Like, let's say your room, right? My studio is basically my room. I live in my studio, and here it's like, if my studio's a mess, then so I'm inside. I'm a mess. Something's going on inside that I need to fix in order for my room to get unmessy, and that's what I did. It's it's looking a lot better. It's Of course I have a lot more stuff that I need to do. I really need to paint, but that's beside the point. We're not even going to get into all of that painting and stuff. We want to start generating some income. So uh, the month of November kind of just, I don't know what the fuck happened to the month of November, but it just kind of disappeared on me. It was supposed to be the the money mission type of month, but I spent the entire month procrastinating playing video games. I don't know why. I just wasted my entire November of 2020. It's gone. Never will get it back. So I'm very disappointed in myself at that, but I'm not going to stay stuck in the mud. I'm going to learn from that and say, well, December hasn't arrived yet. It is right around the corner, and it's going to arrive. I can at least do something about December, and maybe, just maybe, I can finish the Notepad app before Christmas, and at least have an application to launch uh, by December the 25th. While I might decide to launch a couple of other applications during that time. I don't know. Uh, but yeah, I would definitely want to launch at least one application before the year is finished, and that is another intellectual property that will be added on to the list of intellectual properties owned by Ubio. Moving on. So we have that project, Notepad, the Notepad application, that project that we definitely have to complete and finish. Uh, the migration. Not only do we have to migrate, uh, we also need to. What am I trying to say? We need to. What am I trying to say? All right. Oh, we need to get the app. Well, we already got the design of the app, websites and everything. That's fine. We have that, but the content, the context, all of that stuff, we need to get that set up. We need to get that done. That I am willing to pay somebody to just go ahead and do that for me, and just to get that out the way. So that's why I'm not really thinking about. I mean, I do have to think about it because I have to think about, okay, well, what do I want to tell them to put on there and do for me? But that I think that's gonna be smooth. Once I make the migration, I can actually make that step to go ahead and pay someone to go ahead and kind of like help set my website up. I can do it myself. The problem with that is I just don't want to give myself too much work that I can't handle. I already have enough on my plate between making music, producing music, editing videos, producing videos, uh, business planning, documentation. I keep saying documentation because it's like the most important thing to business there is. If I mean, if you don't know if you don't, I ain't gonna say if you don't know, if you don't have your paperwork in order as a business owner, I don't care how much money you making, you're gonna fail as a business owner. Period. Point blank. You're better off not making no money and having your paperwork in order and then pursuing the money rather than pursuing the money and then putting your paperwork in order, because you can set yourself up for a lawsuit and be all fucked and just not know any better. You get what I'm saying? When you do your paperwork, you know stuff, you learn, and it helps give you get new ideas along the way. For some, it reconstructs your neurons in your brain to the point where you can actually make better decisions, better business decisions, because you have your documentation in order. What documentation? You will find out as you go along, as you apply for this, and as you apply for your LLC, and then you learn what is an LLC, and as you learn what an LLC is, you learn, well, what is required to have an LLC, what are the perks, why should I have it. You get to learn all these facts that lead up to other facts and other questions and other perks and other things that compile into making better business decisions. You put more it actually, knowledge is like peer pressure if you think about it. What is peer pressure? Peer pressure is like a bunch of people, but really is only just ideas, because a lot of times peer pressure is in our minds. Like, people are not usually just saying, here, smoke, you gotta smoke. Nah, it's usually just you around people that you know smoke, and you feel a kind of way. You feel you might feel like you want to do it just because they do it. Maybe not just because they do it. It's because you're around it and it's there, and then you happen to be around. That's peer pressure, because the idea is there, the knowledge is there, and so you just partake of it, or you apply that knowledge. In that case, a bad habit of smoking. It can apply. The same thing can apply with good things, and it doesn't have to be people. It could just be not. Well, I mean, it is kind of like people, because somebody wrote the book. Somebody, whenever you're reading something online, it is a person. It is an individual who had to put that knowledge together. But that information becomes your peer pressure. So the more you learn about business, documentation, and the things that you legally need to have the way you have to have your business structure, which is no specific way, which is another thing. Additionally, as you learn how to get your documentation together, your paperwork together, you learn how you would actually want to structure your business, or how to modify the structure of your business. But I mean, I can go on and on about that. So let's just go back to what it is I need to do. Okay, number one, we need to get that application done. Number two, we need to have those websites monetized. We have them websites, they're just not monetized. They're close to being monetized. I do have some affiliate links on them, but they're not being pushed, they're not being promoted. The reason why they're not being pushed and promoted, because there isn't anything on there, any main attraction on there to really promote. No information that help anyone. There's no reason to promote the website, and that's what I need to pay someone else for. Well, that's what I've decided to pay someone else to go ahead and put information on my website that's going to help someone, that's specifically in the genres of music and of what that web domain is all about. Um, and yeah, and now as one of them, I might just focus. I'll leave that to myself, because Ubio Software, uh, which is another company of mine, which is like the tech company that I own. It's it's a bit complicated to get someone who knows nothing about tech to write and populate that. It may I don't know. It depends on the writer. Some writers are very intelligent and know how to dance around facts and things that they don't know about, but know how to communicate in a way without even have to know what a database actually is and how it works, to use that language in the proper fashion. I still say I don't know. I, I might let that be more of a custom thing. Like the branding of that website, I really wanted to have a lot of tech info on there. So really, to be honest, the information, the blogs that I actually put on there are really my problem solvings, or all of the solutions that I've, like, let's say I'm having a problem, right? I'm working on an account on a network and something goes wrong, and I spend a couple of hours trying to figure out this problem. I finally figure out this problem. Okay, that right there is information that I would like to put on my website. That's something that what I would pay someone for, is to actually look over what I wrote and like modify it, edit it, and kind of, make it better. You get what I'm saying? Make it sound better, reword it, or paraphrase things a little bit better, to maybe see if it'll attract a certain type of audience, or a different audience, and maybe post two different versions of the same article. I don't know, but what I do know is that I do need to monetize both of those websites, because they're starting to cost me money. As you can see, I have to migrate them because they've already been running for a year, and they haven't been earning me any income. So what I have to do is monetize those websites. Before I can monetize it, I need to put information on there that's going to help people, right? I need to put information on those websites that's going to help people, that's going to be related to when it does that. Oh, so basically what I need to do is, essentially what I was saying was, I need to populate this. Before I can populate anything or promote anything, I have to put information on those websites that's going to help people, and of course the information correlates with my YouTube channel, my Twitter videos. All of the videos that I post needs to relate and correlate with the information that is on my websites that I have built. and I put out there. I'm gonna this. Listen, there's so many projects that I have under my belt that I haven't done that I need to get finished. But the main two is those two, and then I ain't even talk about the cloud management because Ubio Software is a cloud management company which needs to launch uh, ASAP. Okay, we started this year building the business model, building the network, establishing the network, partnering, establishing who our partners were going to be. Uh, we've done the planning and the all of the tedious things to get us to right before we implement. Right now, I'm at that stage where it's like, okay, now it's time to implement, but you still have these projects that need to get done. At the same time, it's like three important things that need to get done. The websites must be monetized. They have to be. That's so important for them to for that to be done ASAP. Uh, the project that's going to be, who knows how long, like it's time indefinite. Who knows how long it's going to take for me to build a notepad application. It could take a week, it could take a year. It's a progressive application, so it's not going to take a year. I mean, of course, it's going to take a year, 3 years for it to progress, right? But the basic notepad, being able to get it into Google Play, download it onto my cell phone, open it and use it as a notepad app to for me to uh, do what I need to do and use the notepad app for what I need to use it for. Yes, that's what this is all about. I need this, and it's very closely linked with music. I'm not going to release the full details until those features are developed and I know I have the rights uh, for it and everything. But not even gonna get into all of that. But I really need this app to launch immediately as soon as possible. So I have to start it. I just got to get it done, right? So um, I'm just gonna finish and pick up where I left up off on that and crush down, and hopefully, like I said, by the 25th, I can get it done. Now the websites, like I said, migration, I can do all of that in a matter of days, getting those to where I can at least start to promote them, and hopefully by the time Christmas get here, where I hopefully I can release the app, I can push all of that pretty much at the same time. The application, the the websites, and the cloud management service. Now, the cloud management service, the only thing that's holding me up on that is automation. Now, I just need to get an automation script, a PHP automation script written up for Ubio software that would allow users to basically set up their account without me having to be around. They don't have to call, they don't have to do nothing. All they have to do is just sign up, and their network is going to automatically be built, and they can just go ahead and start. This fan's starting to get too much, and then they can just go ahead and start. Doing whatever project that they need to working on their website, their WordPress website. Basically, that's what it's going to be. But they'll be able to just go onto my website, fill out a form, And once they fill out that form, they submit their payment, their network will be built in a matter of minutes. And there you go. You know what I'm saying? They'll get an email, a notification that's going to send them a link to their website, their new website. They click on that link, they put in their username. It's going their email is going to have all the information they need. Then what they're going to do is set up a new username and password, so that way things is nice and secure. And then when bam, they're going to be like, oh snap, I got a new website. They'll be working on it. This, this, that, and the third. Plus what they going to have is and I know some people, well, Wix got this. And I don't care nothing about what other companies is doing. See, what I'm doing is going to be different. No matter how you look at it, it's always going to be different because I'm going to have my fingerprint in it. I'm going to be running it. You understand? Wix ain't Ubio software. They two different companies, operate two different ways. You understand? Yeah, you might be able to make that work with them, but then at the same time, it's gonna be some missing nuggets that, or some perks that I'm gonna be offering. That you just like, okay, yeah, you better off sticking with the big dog right here because he or Ubio software pretty much has that shit on lock. You know what I'm saying? As far as the basics, everything you need to get your website, monetize it, make money. That's why it's important for me to have my websites and monetize, so I can show people how to do it and show them that this is how I do it, and this is how this actually works. And I have an actual, a chart to show them this is how it was when I started out. This is how it is now. Like a full 12-month chart. So they can say, okay, from month to month, if I do this, this is going to work. Because that's what you looking for. You looking for something that's actually going to work. And I know, listen, I'm a master planner. Anything I plan is going to work only if you implement it, though. That's the key. So that's why I know that this is going to work better than I even imagined. So, like the Ubio software company is, by the time before I'm 40 years old, I'm going to be looking at a lot of money. Just look at it like that. When I say a lot of money, we talking about billions of dollars. So, it's kind of scary the more and more I think about it, because every day it keeps coming closer, and I can see it. I'm like, dang, more money. That kind of money is problematic, boy. I'm telling you. And to have a company be that worth, to be honest, I might just sell it and just say, here, take like 250 million and just say, take that shit. Fuck it. I don't even want it. But then again, I don't know. I'll probably run it. Knowing me, I'll be like, nah, I built this. I'm going to see it all the way through, knowing me. So yeah, that's 3 things that I need to do. Now, what I really need to do is say, okay, out of these 3 things, which one of them is most important? Now, you just heard me say Ubio software could potentially be worth billions of dollars in the next couple of years. I think that should be your number one focus. In other words, I say, if you want, instead of spending like hours, I'm talking about tedious hours, like pulling your hair out type hours, building an application, right? That probably not gonna sell when you first launch it. if anybody's going to use it, because it's a notepad app, it's a progressive app. It's going to take time before it actually gets developed and you see what it is and you don't even know what the fuck it is yet. You get what I'm saying? That's like, but you know it's gonna be something once you put it together, and you know it's gonna be, boy, potentially billions too. Um, it's really hard to decide, right? It's really hard for me to decide which one is more important. Okay, what's number three? The number three is the websites. Okay, the websites, now that is pretty much a no-brainer. You know it's gonna be worth money. You know, or you know that there's a specific way to uh uh you know that all you have to do is put the helpful information that people are going to review and use and monetize that information, um, to generate traffic. You know that model works. That's a fact. You know that works. You know that it will work. It's not going to bring you billions of dollars. It may bring you millions, but not billions. And when I say millions, not a lot of millions, a few million. In a year, maybe you'll make 1.5 in a year, and that's like a lot. Like that's like over the top crazy affiliate. Like you got like 100 websites that's affiliate marketing, and you know what I'm saying, or you just really have a really good few niche websites that are really drawing in a lot of traffic, and you just hit the $1 million mark. But generally, on average, you're going to just make enough to be happy and be like, okay, that's fine. And it's going to take work. It's going to be a grind, just like any other grind. And so that one is that's why I'm kind of like not really rushing into that, even though that is bread and butter too, because those niche websites, it's still money. I'm just saying that's still money. And I'm not going to just leave that on the table. And the thing about those niche websites, I need those to, in order for the application. Like, in other words, if I have a niche website, right? Any idea, any new idea that I have that I want to push, I can use my niche website to push it. So if I come out, let's say I do have an app that I know is going to hit, I feel like it's going to hit. I have a niche website. I don't have just Google Play. I have a niche website for come and for me to solicit this new product that I have. So all of my new products that I come up with, I have my niche. That's why it's so important to set up those niche websites ASAP, as soon as possible, because you have to generate that traffic, and that traffic is going to take time. It's going to take time to generate that kind of traffic. Okay, so there. So we that's why I said these three things. I'm gonna have to have them kind of like at the same time, and I'm kind of have to be working kind of like at the same time. So in other words, in one day, I need to be working on all three of these projects. I had to put forth. So let's say I got 16 hours to burn, right? Um, Split that up into three. That's 5 hours a while, right? So I could spend. Let's just say I spend 4 hours on each one, right? I could do that. I could actually work that out if I do it like that. So let's say I want to work on uh and you see I'm kind of coming down on the hours because I'm trying to be realistic because of other stuff, like I gotta eat, I want to chill, I want to, you know what I'm saying, do other stuff throughout my day besides just work. You get what I'm saying? Paperwork or other work that I might be missing out. That's in between works that you don't really think of. task that is time consuming. Like just being on the phone with somebody about a credit card that somebody done had. I done had that happen before. So I'm just saying, like, you just never know. It could just be a payment that didn't go through. That a business payment that didn't go through that you need to go through, and you're like, okay, why didn't you block? You get what I'm saying? Like, things happen. So, family issues, just whatever. The next, so what is the most important thing out of all of these things, though? To be honest, I'm gonna say it is what I've always said. It's the cloud management. If I, in other words, if I was to take away the cloud management and take away the websites and just had the app, would I be confident with just that? Fuck no. Hell no. I wouldn't be. I'm gonna just be honest. I wouldn't be. And I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be straight up. That's probably gonna be the biggest money maker. I'm just saying, in my luck, what I least expect is usually what is the biggest thing. So, but that's why I'm going to push to get it done anyway, because I know that's not something that I need to just sleep on. That notepad application is very simple. Could be the next Facebook shit. And I know people like, what the fuck is he talking about? A notepad? How can a notepad app? Exactly. You don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm telling you without even telling you. You don't even know what I'm talking about. But when you see, you're like, oh, why I ain't think of that? Yeah, exactly. But anyway, but the reason why I say that is because it's gonna be a lot of trial and error. I already know that. It's gonna be a lot of trial and error, and I don't want to just be dependent on just that. So while I'm working on that project, and I'm gonna probably have somebody else helping me with it, while we as a company are working on that project, we need to focus on the main thing, the money maker, the fundraiser, the what's going to really bring in money is the cloud management, because people need websites. People need websites. And I mean, when I say people need websites, people, like everybody, everybody needs a website. They don't need, a lot of people don't even know they need a website, but everybody needs a website, and that's just a niche that I love. I like. I like cloud management. I like learning about I like the tech stuff. I like learning the new tech jargon. Just how can I put it? I like the archetype of the stigma, the image of being a tech person and knowing tech stuff, because and the reason why is because it's so rare for someone to know what PHP is, or to know the difference between JavaScript and Java, or to know, it's very rare to and I feel like if it's that rare, then it's valuable, like a diamond. Knowledge that people tend to, that's for somebody else. That's what I crave for, because it's like, okay, well, if you ain't willing to do it, I'm willing to. If I'm willing to do it and you're not willing to do it, then that means the competition is small. I have different type of competition, and because I'm so-called African American, black, whatever you want to call it, you put me in there, you put in a different type of cultured mind in technology. I could create a whole new paradigm without motherfuckers realizing. You know what I'm saying? I could come up with an idea that the average tech savvy programmer just ain't gonna come up with, because he's not thinking about the ghetto. He ain't thinking about, you know what I'm saying, people, he just ain't thinking on levels that I'm thinking on. It's just hard for me to really. I can't really truly find the words. I can find the words. Basically, what I'm saying is, because I'm completely different, I have a different vibe, a different flavor to bring to the tech world, a different. I can create my own paradigm in every facet, each facet of application development. When I say each facet, I'm talking about when it comes to applications that concerning health, applications concerning music, applications concerning business, applications. I mean, the list goes on and on. I could put my own footprint on each application and show the world how you could do it this way. You can do the same thing, but do it if you do it this way, the same way, same thing differently, you can have even better results. So, and when you make an application with these people in mind, see, a lot of times these applications are made with something, with an intent, and every intent is not really for everyone. And even when the intent is for everyone, it doesn't seem to kind of like the cookie doesn't crumble the way we plan. The dominoes just doesn't really fall the way it kind of should, or you think it should, but you get what I'm saying. UBO software, cloud management is the number one thing, and that's part of the foundations. What the foundation is for, that I'm going to be coming up with, or launching, what looks like next year in 2021. So look out for that too, and that's going to be the UBO Cloud Foundation. And that's basically helping families get their websites up and running and monetize and get their piece of the pie on the internet, because it's there. It's there. And I know what you think, well, everybody can't be an entrepreneur. Everybody can't. No, they can't. Everybody won't. Everybody won't sign up. Every family won't sign up, but the ones who will are going to make money. They're going to get rich. Everybody can't be rich. Everybody don't want to be rich. Or everybody want to be rich, but everybody ain't going to do what it takes to get rich. So everybody that sign up ain't even going to, may not even complete the program the way they should. And the ones who do are going to be successful. Either way you look at it, it's going to be a success. There will be some failures along the way, but that's failures that those are learning blocks. Okay, so we basically know what we need to prioritize. Number one, UBO software. Cloud management needs to be done. You're so close. You're at the tip of the iceberg. All you need is that PHP document written, working, fully functional with your WordPress website, and there you go. And I feel like if you can get that to work, if you can get that and that's something I feel like I can get done in a couple of days. I by myself, on my own. I feel like I can write up a script that will actually work to the full degree. Now it might take, like I say, it's gonna take some time for me to get it done, but I ain't worried about it. Everything takes time. It's gonna take some effort. It's gonna take all of that, but it can get done. That PHP script has to get done. Once that is done, I can celebrate. I would really have something to promote. I would really have a product, a really, really, really good product to push. Not just, man. And the crazy thing about it is, I would not only have a product for my company, but I also have a product for another company that wants to get into the same business that I'm getting into, which is cloud management, right? Let's say they want a partner. Let's say, hey, look, I want to host too. I want to be just like you. And I'm like, hey, why don't we just partner up and own shares of the the um the thing. In other words, you bring in your people, I bring in my people. We team up together, and we bring in more traffic. Now we can deal with more volume. We can bring in more money, and we share the profit, just like that. Because you can't have a company and be by yourself. You have to have other people working with you. You have to have partners. You have to have members. You have to have shares. You can't be greedy. You have to give everyone their due tasks, what they're necessary for. Everyone will get their share, what their true value is, and that's it. Just don't be greedy. Don't have that kind of mind. Well, that means I gotta give you half. No, don't think like that. Don't even think like that. Just think business, fair. Whatever you put in, that's what you gonna get. Don't think, oh, you work for me type. Don't have that kind of mentality, because those that's a slave mentality too. People like that don't even end up being bosses. They stay stuck in a slave state because they thinking is enslaved. So, like I was saying, uh, cloud management, that's the number one priority. Uh, Priority number two, those websites. Number three, you got it. The application got to get done. Even though that, just because that's number three priority does not make it the least priority. Okay, it just means it's at number three. It just means you have something else that's way more important than number three. But number three is just as important as number one, is what I'm really trying to say. In other words, if you get number one done and you get number two done, yes, you have done a great thing, but you have still failed completely miserably if you have not done number three, because number three has potential to be big. All right, so we've already made our decision. That's what this meeting is about. Um, Me, the owner, TruZillah, also known as Paul Michael Barber. Uh, I am holding this meeting to confirm what our next projects will be, the importance of this projects. Now, who will be carrying these out? Now, I am giving full authority to TruZillah. Now, TruZillah is a company owned by me, Paul Barber, also known as TruZillah. Um, and what TruZillah's occupation or assignment or authority will be to make sure that all of the assignments that need to be carried out, all of the implementation, all of the job functions, uh, all of the business plans of Ubio software, all of the business plans and uh, duties that need to be carried out and implemented for Ubio software will be TruZillah will be acting as a general manager for Ubio software. Um, so, which is why Ubio software owns 15% of TruZillah. um, because that's just how I have it set up. But so that way most of the money is going to the cloud management company. TruZillah is just DBA. Um, I also, well, actually it's an actual company, because even though I'm using it as a DBA now, it's listed as a limited liability company. Of course, I'm wearing the multiple hats now, but I will be electing members as things do progress. It's listed as a music company, but that will change. It will change into actual recruitment or employment agency. And that's, like I said, TruZillah will be the employment agency for Rubio Software. So with that said, this meeting is abrupt and it is done, and it has been a pleasure sharing my ideas with you, and that is it. So let's go ahead and stop the video. Oh, and the time and date. The time and date is, well, it was right here. The time and date is November 30th, 9:56 p.m. And today is Monday.